Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and today we're back at it with another standard deck tech straight out of Final Fantasy Early Access, and this one's a doozy. This one's called Crystal Chronicles. We're using Serah Farron to do a legendary dot deck sort of build, except this one is really different from a lot of the ones you've probably already seen. It utilizes a ton of colorless legendaries. And I'm not going to give too much away. We're going to break it down in the deck tech, but the deck is absolutely bananas, and sometimes it can come out of nowhere and just take over the board. Before we do break down the deck, please like the video. It means so much to me. It helps the channel grow. Thank you so much to those that do it. Also subscribe so you never miss an upload. I have a new deck tech coming every single day from Early Access, and we're going to hit the ground running on Tuesday with a marathon stream celebrating the launch of Final Fantasy on Arena, a 12-hour stream. So please join me over at twitch.tv/quarantinecapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. I'll see you there. But for now, let's break down this deck. So this is Crystal Chronicles, and the idea is to go Legendary Tribal with Serah Farron, but we're also using as many colorless legends as possible for very good reason. So first of all, Serah Farron is a new 2/2 legendary human citizen for 3 mana in the colors of Selesnya. The first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform Serah Farron. And then she becomes Crystallized Serah, a legendary artifact, no longer susceptible to creature removal, but you still get the cost reduction. That first legendary creature spell you play each turn is going to cost 2 less, and also you get a double Anthem effect for all of your legendary creatures. So you get to protect your Serah in an encased artifact, you get to buff up your whole team +2/+2, and you get to keep that cost reduction that you wanted off the creature. Everything about it is nuts. But if you're using legendary creatures that are colorless, sometimes you can play them for free, which just gets even more absurd. And the best representation of this is Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter, a 1/2 flash-flying legendary artifact creature Thopter for 3 mana. You can cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast it is greater than Liberator's power, you put a counter on Liberator. So you can play this for just 1 mana if you have Serah down. More importantly, you can flash it in on your opponent's turn. And once you do, now all of your colorless and artifact legendaries can get the cost reduction from Serah and flash in on your opponent's turn, which means that first creature spell you play each turn getting the 2 cost reduction, that clause, doesn't matter as much anymore. You can play 1 on your turn and 1 on your opponent's turn and get the 2 mana cost reduction on both of those creatures, which just gets really, really out of hand. Let's go back to the bottom of the curve and talk about all the rest of the cards. All the rest of the cards that are in this crazy pile. We've got 3 copies of Skrelv. It can come down early and protect Serah, protect everything else that we're playing, but it also happens to be legendary. It happens to be an artifact, so it synergizes with a lot of what we're trying to do. We've also got 1 copy of Lost Jitte, because if we can get counters on this thing, we can start to untap lands, generate a little extra mana, and crank even more onto the battlefield, with a little bit of extra synergy from making creatures not be able to block, getting +1/+1 counters. It's just a little bit of extra value, and the reason we have this little bit of extra value is because we're running 2 copies of Cloud, Midgar Mercenary, a 2 mana 2/1 that can tutor up an equipment when you play him, and this is one of the better equipments we can tutor up with him. It's very easy to underestimate how much value this card can add if it's used right. It's just really, really cheap, pays back its investment very quickly, and goes on to do even more for you in the game. We can also find our 1 copy of the Aetherspark, which can be kind of nuts, and even though it's not a legendary creature and won't get the cost reduction from Serah, it is still legendary and artifact. We could flash it in with Liberator. We can get some of the other legendary synergies that I'll get to in just a little bit as well. This is going to draw us a ton of cards, it's going to make us a ton of mana, it's going to allow us to just vomit everything out onto the field, and it gets pretty nuts. We've also got 4 copies of Sir Ginger the Meal Eater. This guy is kind of crazy because he's 2 mana, 2 colorless mana. If Serah's out, we get to play him for free. And if Liberator's out, we get to play him on our opponent's turn for free. And we'll get back to why that matters in just a little bit, but we've also got 2 copies of Marvin Murderous Mimic, which does something very similar. We can play him for free, we can flash him in because he's an artifact, but also he gets all activated abilities of creatures we control, which means he has the ability to sack himself and gain life like Sir Ginger. More importantly, he has Skrelv's abilities to protect something, give something hexproof from a color, which means if you have the Skrelv and the Marvin out, they can protect each other or protect anything else on the board, which gets really, really crazy, especially for something that might cost you no mana to play. Moving on to the 3-drop slots, in addition to Liberator Urza's Battlethopter, we have Venat, Heart of Hydaelyn, a 3/3 legendary Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, you draw a card. So if you're playing Sir Ginger and Marvin for free, or Liberator for as little as 1 mana, Skrelv for 1 mana, you're drawing a card off of Venat. And then again, because it only triggers once a turn, and you can play things on your opponent's turn with Liberator, you can still play another legendary creature on your opponent's turn at the cost reduction, and trigger another card draw off of Venat, which is awesome. If you do get to 7 mana, you can also exile any target non-land permanent by tapping her and paying the 7, and then transform her into a 4/4 indestructible that puts a counter on one of your creatures and gives it indestructible until your next turn and draws a card. So you don't actually have to use that indestructible attacking. You can actually save it as a blocker because the indestructible counter, or the indestructible that it gets rather, lasts until your next turn, so through your opponent's turn, which is really crazy. Moving on to the 4-drop slot, we've got Loran, Disciple of History. This card is one of the key crazy combo pieces in this deck. A 3/3 for 4. Whenever Loran or another legendary creature you control enters, you return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. So a legendary artifact entering will also trigger Loran if it's a legendary artifact creature. So what happens is, if Sir Ginger dies, you play another Sir Ginger, one of them sacrifices to the legend rule, and then you trigger Loran because you played a legendary creature, return the one that you sacrificed to your hand, and since they cost 0 mana because of Serah, you can just keep doing it over and over, and it gets, well, let me digress. You can only do it once a turn because it's the first legendary creature that you play each turn gets that cost reduction. So you do it once on your turn, do it once on their turn, but you get the thing back, or you get any artifact back from your graveyard. Where it gets really crazy, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, is the Kenriths Royal Funeral. 4 mana for a legendary enchantment. When you play it, you exile up to 2 target legendary cards from your graveyard, draw X cards, and lose X life, where X is the greatest mana value among cards exiled this way. And then legendary spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card exiled with the Kenriths Royal Funeral. That means if you exile 2, your first legendary creature each turn is going to cost 4 less if you also have Serah out. And if you flipped it to crystallize Serah, you could also play another normal Serah and not flip it, and get up to a 6 colorless mana cost reduction on all of your legendaries, well, your first legendary that you play, which ties into some of the bigger spells we'll get to in a minute. But as far as the Kenriths Royal Funeral, if we can get that cost reduction of 2 by exiling 2 things, that's what allows us to do the infinite combo with Sir Ginger when we have Loran out. We just keep playing it, keep sacking it to the legend rule, keep getting it back, or just keep using it to get other artifacts back, and it can get pretty nuts. Just the utility of playing any of our legendaries and getting our artifacts back because we have so many is good in and of itself, even if we don't turn on this combo. So this combo is just extra value tacked on, and that's what makes it so good. We're also running 4 copies of Ratadrabik because everything's legendary, so we start making extra token copies when things die. If we can get 2 out, we start making even more. it just gets really... I know I've said this a lot, but it just gets really, really crazy in the right situations. Ratadrabik is just nuts in this deck, and because it's legendary, you can play this for as little as 2 mana if you have that cost reduction from Serah, which is really sweet. Moving on to 5 drops, we have 2 Karn Legacy Reforged, power and toughness equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you add colorless for each artifact you control, and you can only spend it to cast non-artifact spells. Sorry, it can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. You can only spend it to cast non-artifact spells. Or use abilities. And you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end for the turn. So you can generate a whole bunch of mana from this, or get a whole bunch of cost reduction from having Crystallized Serah, plus Normal Serah, plus Kenriths Royal Funeral. Some combination of all those things is adding up to our big hits. We've got 1 Ugin, Eye of the Storms. If we get this down... We have so many colorless things in this deck that we are just going off with Ugin. That being said, it's not a creature. It doesn't get the cost reduction from Serah. It will from the Kenriths Royal Funeral, and it can really make a difference if we get it down and we're just playing a ton of colorless spells and exiling a permanent every time we do. We've also got Summon Knights of the Round. This is technically a creature, so it'll get the cost reduction from Crystallized Serah, from Normal Serah, from Kenriths Royal Funeral, 3/3 Indestructible. Chapters 1 through 4, it makes 3 2/2 White Knight creature tokens each time. And then Ultimate End on Chapter 5 gives all of your creatures +2/+2 and puts an indestructible counter on all of them. Absolutely absurd. Normally way too expensive at 8 mana, but getting all of the stacked cost reductions, it's really, really easy to get this out super cheap. We've also got Summon Bahamut, a 9/9 flying enchantment creature Saga Dragon, for 9 mana. It'll destroy permanents on Chapter 1 and 2, draw cards on Chapter 3, and Mega Flare to win on Chapter 4, doing damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent. But we can play this for way cheaper by getting the cost reductions from... This isn't legendary. This doesn't get cost reductions. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? See, this is what happens when you're in a 24-hour marathon stream and haven't slept during early access. This was an oversight. Bahamut shouldn't be in here. We should probably double up on Knights of the Round, to be completely honest. In fact, maybe we should just have 3 Knights of the Round. Either way, the deck is nuts. We run 4 Plaza of Heroes in the mana base because all of our cards that are not colorless are legendary. Literally every single colored card is legendary, and most of our cards are colorless. So Plaza of Heroes is just the GOAT land for this deck. It's so good. It lets us splash the black, splash the green. It does everything we want. The rest of the lands are like Surveil lands and Verges, so we can try to get things into the graveyard to get some extra value, all that good stuff. Scry into what we need. I need to sleep, man. I really need to sleep, so I'm gonna shut up, and the deck list is in the description. Let's check out the games. I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Wonders of the First. Wonders of the First is a brand new collectible card game similar to games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, featuring a unique action-based resource economy that helps avoid pitfalls like Mana Flood or Mana Screw, and a battlefield containing multiple realms that unlock over time as you fight for control of the stones. The first 400 card set is called Existence, and they've even partnered with Star City Games to host their competitive play tour at every single SCG-Con event starting in August. The game contains alternate borderless art variants, as well as highly sought-after limited edition numbered prints, culminating in a one-of-one stone foil. And the best part is that the developers have a community-first approach, with a card database and deck builder available via Cardio, as well as a version of the game available on Tabletop Simulator, all for free. For more information, be sure to check out wondersccg.com today. That's wondersccg.com. So we have only green mana. We could play Sir Ginger on 2 still, but we have no black for both Kenriths Royal Funerals. No white for Cloud. We just have to mulligan. I hate it, but we have to. This we can keep. Toss back the Bahamut. We'll make it work. Shadowy Backstreet. keep the Surge Injure? I think we do. Because we can play Marvin this turn. Next turn we play Skrelv, and Marvin immediately becomes a Skrelv and can protect the rest of the board. And then we play the Ginger as well. Let's see what happens, I guess. Let's see what happens. Kinda just tempted to swing. We have Loran, so we can get back something that he kills. Let's put the impetus on them. My allergies are acting up. Vivi Las Vegas. Yeah, we'll keep you. Guess we just swing with Surge Injure. End the turn. Serah. I guess we Serah, flip the Serah, and then we can swing for a lot of damage. Hi, Kitten. Welcome back. We are getting a Glacial Dragon. Hi. What would you like to do 3 damage to? Yes, use 2 removal spells. Thank you very much. Are you dumb? He has the same abilities. He has the same abilities. Red. Red. Goodbye to both of your spells. Thank you very much. Backstreet's back. Alright. Dump the Aetherspark. Play Loran. get back the Aetherspark. Swing 3. Alternatively, we could have played Serah, flipped her, and swung for 9. But I think this is better. We can still flip her next turn. And also swing with a 5/5 Loran. If he doesn't play this just right, we got lethal coming in. We've got lethal. Still at it. My allergies are acting up, but we are still at it. Welcome back to the stream. Don't know what my opponent is doing. Plays a Verge. We've got everything double protected. Basically 2 Skrelv abilities. Which is very cool. Tursa. We can chump block with Marvin if we want, because Loran will get it back. But I don't think we want. I think we'd much rather race him at this point. Ultima. Origin of Oblivion? Well, that's a cool one. But I think we're gonna do Serah. They can protect each other. Don't be a goofus. Five. It's really tempting to attack with everything. It's really, really tempting. No attacks. End the turn. We'll just keep protecting our board. We can play Ultima for 3. Maybe it's better to Aetherspark though. We could get a whole bunch of loyalty. Hard to say for sure. I guess it kind of depends what we draw. Our opponent sure is stalling. Glacial Dragon Hunt. Go ahead. Red. Do you have another removal spell, sir? No? Wonderful. Wonderful. What now? Sorceries are rough, man. Sorceries are rough. 5, 8. I mean, we're definitely going to double block the VV here. Alright. She's not even trying. So, we definitely got to start. I mean, we can get back Sir Ginger. We could sack it to gain 3 life. Probably doesn't make sense, though. We don't have anything to get back. We don't have anything to get back. Do you have any more gum? No attack still. Let's end the turn. Next turn we should be able to attack for lethal, I think. We can put the Aetherspark on Ultima, swing for 7 in the air. We only need to get through for 5, which means they have to block both of these. And if I just swing with everything, I'm probably okay. Well, now he's got another blocker. And he can still Glacial Dragon Hunt, although he'll have to tap something to harmonize it, which I find really interesting. I am hanging in there, mommy. No, I have not slept. My allergies are acting up. And I'm exhausted. But it's fine. We are going to beat this slow-playing Ruby Mother. Oh, hi, baby. What would you like to target, sir? Do you has target? You do has target. Don't know why you bother. Red. You will not be killing my guys. I have not eaten breakfast. You're the best, mommy. Bro, play the game. You're giving the Rydia avatar a bad name. Medium. In all actuality, somewhere between medium and medium rare. Medium rare is typically too rare for me. Medium is kind of not rare enough. But that's getting extra picky. What are you doing over here? No. There will be none of that. Doesn't know. Like, what you're supposed to do is cast the sorcery to get me to tap my guy, and then in response, kill the thing that you originally targeted with the sorcery before it gets the protection at instant speed with the instant. He couldn't do that before because he only had glacial dragon hunts. But now he's gotten a braid. You know? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I guess we probably want to do this. +1 onto Ultima. Next to combat. Next to combat. Swing with Ultima. We'll turn your Riverpire Verge into a colorless land. Hit for 7. Go up to 12 loyalty counters on the Aetherspark. I don't think we really need to play Cloud. I'd rather use the mana for protection to not have to take damage. Because we might have to let an attacker through. But he's dead next turn unless he does something right now, so... Come on. Show me what you've got. One blocker. We can sack Surge Injure to gain life if we really need to. I think we will. So we can get Surge Injure back as soon as we play a legendary by triggering Loran. Now your VV's tapped. Now you are in rough shape, my friend. Rough shape. We're gonna draw some cards. A lot of different options here, actually. Let's start with Cloud. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that was just extra. Not a big deal. Unless you have a way to deal with Ultima. We will find the Jitte. The itty bitty Jitte. We will play it. We will equip it. And we will swing with Ultima. And I think that's all she wrote. You now have no more red mana without taking pain. Which could be relevant. If he has a way of gaining 2 life here. Or 3 life here. He could have to use a pain land. And it's the difference between him dying. Yeah, gain life equal to power. Alright. Untap a land. I don't think we want to bother with that. Guess we'll just play Sir Ginger. It's gonna cost us life to use the Skrelv abilities now, but that's fine. Well, actually, we could use the Jitte to untap a land to pay the mana. If we need to. Come on. Come on. This guy takes too long, man. Like, there's a certain etiquette, and absolutely some turns, I get it, take your time and think through. It's an important turn, but it's been literally every moment of every turn. He's just like, I don't know, just taking forever. This game's gonna be so long. Like, just you're supposed to be a professional. That's why you're in early access. Come on, man. Mutual respect. Swinging with Vivi. Definitely gonna have to block. Pass 2 blockers. I mean, at this point, just freaking do it, man. This is driving me crazy. No rest. Cancel. Resolve that. Resolve that. I need to double check what he's actually targeting. Okay. I was pretty sure, but I'm kind of exhausted, so no torch the tower. We get to keep Sir Ginger. Loran's toast, which is a bummer. Oh boy. I mean, we just smash, right? I'm not even gonna play anything. Who needs to play anything? Exile VV. Give something a VV ability. It's not gonna matter. You could gain 3 life by sacking something, but you only have enough mana to do it once. Blight you? You can't even cast colored spells without taking damage now? And putting you to 0. Just blight all of your non-pain land. I can do this all day. I did. Alright. We're gonna make this work. No 1-drops. But we got Portico on 1. We'll keep the land. What's more important, Serah on 3 or playing a 2-drop? I guess because he played the Overlord, Serah on 3 is going to be more important. So let's do it like this. Hushwood Verge, we don't need that. We've got enough land now. Although he's probably going to kill Serah. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. At least we got 2 now, so if it's dead, we just play another one. Esper Origins. Damn good card. Very underestimated, underrated card. Slept on. But very, very good. Need more coffee. Another one? Double Esper Origins? I mean, I'm here for it. It's fine. Double Yuna. It's kind of weird. I guess we probably do this. This. And then this. So that we can flip Serah, keep it protected, and we can play another one. We can play another one. Virtue. That was probably a mistake. Really? You're sweeping? You're scooping it up? 1 land? Am I a joke to you? All the Surveil lands again? There's gotta be something messed up with the algorithm, man. We just keep getting all the Surveil lands. We've only got 8 in the deck. It can't keep happening. We gotta toss back one of these. I think the Aetherspark. Start with the Portico. Hey, a Plains. We'll keep that. Turn 4, we can actually play Loran. And we want to put artifacts in our yard. so that we can get them back with Loran eventually. Alright, well now we've got a Serah. I think that's just what needs to happen. Set up our board state. Had a Mantoise in the yard. Well, we know what you're doing. Probably Rakdos joins up. That is so frustrating. That is so frustrating. Backstreet's back. Alright. Let's keep the land. Let's play Marvin. Loran. This is gonna be really cool if I pull it off. Hello. Get back the Skrelv. And as soon as we play the Skrelv, Marvin becomes a Skrelv. And he doesn't have summoning sickness. Eh? Boom. And then we get back the other Skrelv. Sick. That's not gonna work. Because now Marvin's a Skrelv. You blew it, big guy. I guess we dump you. I want 2 legendaries to exile so I can do more. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Keep this one. Oh, damn it. Damn it! No! Fine. Jerk. Just wanted to keep 2 in the yard. He wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me. Swing with Loran. We've got 2 Skrelvs to protect. End the turn. What the heck are you doing? You've got Cactars. You've got Adamantoise. Smuggler Surprise. Guess that makes sense. Didn't really hit anything. And what else? Gonna be able to hard cast pretty soon. Sir Gingy. Let's Portico, see if we can get an artifact into the yard. Alright, we're gonna play Serah Farron for just 2 mana because of the Kenriths Royal Funeral. Get back a Skrelv. Then we're gonna play a Sir Ginger for just 1 mana. Transform. Smash, smash for 9. It's now or never, buddy. end the turn. We're coming at you big next turn. My turn? Okay, well, we'll play Ratadrabik. I guess we go like Marvin. Keep the one that's already there. Trigger all the things. Get back Marvin. This is so sick with Ratadrabik. Just keep doing it, I guess. Make a billion Marvins. This is a pretty sick combo. Not gonna lie, this is pretty wild. You could do this infinite if I had exiled 2 things with the Kenriths Royal Funeral. Unfortunately, I could only exile 1 because it kept returning things to my hand. But yeah, that's a whole lot of dudes, and Sir Ginger keeps getting bigger every time. Everything about this is awesome. Well, let's see if we can actually win. Holding up 2 things to protect our dudes. Even if they die, we get copies because of Ratadrabik. He would have to flash in a blocker, which he can do. But we can just use Marvin to make it so he can't be blocked by a certain color. If he has 2 different color creatures at the same time, that's where it gets tricky, because we'd have to target Sir Ginger with both the protections so that he can get through for 10, which means he'd still be at 3. He'd be able to block the Loran. Well, now we're good. Green. Green. Boom. Wait, what? Oh, right. It does the damage to Adamantoise no matter what. I completely forgot about that. I was like, what do you mean you're blocking it? That makes sense. So now I'm open to sweepy sweeps. Let's get back Sir Ginger. All of the scries, all of the scries. I would like to keep Cloud, thank you. Can't get through to kill, right? Unless we do Sir Ginger things, but we don't have a Ratadrabik anymore. Let's try this. Let's find, I guess, the Aetherspark. It's gonna be really tricky. Really, really tricky. His butt's just too big, man. Jumbo Cactuars coming through. Do 5 to everything. It's a little bit worrisome. So I guess we're gonna need to attack with something. Gingy? Skrelv. Skrelv. I really wanted him to block this. I guess if he has trample, we're screwed no matter what. So let's just do this. Green. Black. Hit for 4, put 4 loyalty counters on it. And hope he doesn't have a way to give trample. Do some chump blocking. That plan. So frustrating. So frustrating. We were almost there. Yeah, 10,000 needles. Alright, we're going to try and keep this. We need to find a 2-drop. We need to find another land. But we're going to try to make it happen. Backstreet. Come on, Greenland. Get rid of that. Doesn't matter what it is. We literally can't keep it if it's not a land. Unless it's a 2-drop that we need to play on curve. Skrelv is down. We can play Venat next turn and protect it with Skrelv. Which isn't awful. But it's very slow. It's very, very slow. Ursa. Sure. Got a fear in the yard. Oh, that's frustrating. Ursa's just gonna get in again. There's nothing we can do about it. Nothing. Missing our 2-drop was incredibly painful. Not having green for Serah is also incredibly painful. No blocks. Still no green mana. We're gonna fucking die next turn. We're gonna straight up die. Well, if we end up chump blocking, we might as well already concede. Our only chance to actually win this game is to ignore the Tersa, still somehow not die to it next turn, which is probably not going to happen. But the only way we can win is if we swing in, get the loyalty counters, and somehow they can't kill us. If we hold this back as a blocker, it doesn't matter that we live another turn because our entire board presence is gone. Alright, we have 9 loyalty. I think we need the 10 mana. If we can. Ten mana. Green. Shadowy Backstreet. Guess we can dump Cloud. We've got Ugin. Get rid of you. Got 4 more mana. Let's gain some life and draw a card. 4 more mana. Could exile those. Play Sir Ginger for free. We would lose 4 life, go to 1. Draw 4 cards. Play Sir Ginger for free. I think we just kind of have to. He might have a burn spell. Oh, crap. We can't exile legendary enchantment? Oh, you can only exile creatures. Legendary creatures specifically. I thought it was just exile something legendary. That's not good. That was a complete waste of a card. Alright. Let's get rid of the profs.
Preparation.
Draw a card.
Success.
Gain some more life. Draw another card.
Open your mind.
Kind of a lot here, huh? Let's do this. Find the Jitte. Submit 0.
Knowledge is a virtue.
Transform. Swing 6. Go to 6. Get all the things. That's 9. We could draw some cards. Let's could also untap, but we've already got everything in play. No, we don't have the Serah actually. Let's untap a land. Play this, draw off Venat. Oh wait, it's only once a turn. End the turn. Should be able to win next turn unless our opponent has something crazy. Memories returning. I think that's too slow, man. I think it's too slow. Put a card on the bottom of your opponent's library. Oh, okay. I don't know why he took the Bitter Reunion. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.